how to datamosh like Gerard Way in the Millions music video. First thing, it's not datamoshing. I thought that too, but the original artist, Juniper Stratford, is like purely analog. There's an amazing interview with her on the LZX Industries YouTube channel where she talks about how she loves the look and feel of like public access television, which is wild, but I love it. And I thought this was datamoshing. Our article said that YouTube comments all thought this was datamoshing because, you know, we see pixels broken, looking cool. We think, oh, that's probably definitely datamoshing, but it's analog. I don't know how she did it. I researched as best I could, but I'm not the best researcher. But the way I'm guessing she did it is kind of like how I've been thinking about it is like the Bohemian Rhapsody music video, except lossless. Where like, you know how when you take your phone and you AirPlay it to your TV and then you open up the camera app and you aim it at the TV, it does that really cool trippy effect. Well, I'm guessing she did that kind of losslessly without losing data. Like right here in the Bohemian music video, it gets really shitty at the end. And hers doesn't do that. Because what we're seeing in this music video, I should explain better. My theory, evidently, is that every single frame is getting stacked on top of the previous one. And that doesn't sound right until you see it like in these dance numbers. You can see every single frame, you can see every single previous frame throughout like most of the music video. Like, look at it. It does some cool glitches. We'll talk about that. But the root of this effect that we're going to be creating is stacking frames on top of each other. Now, you could just go into After Effects and just like duplicate the footage, scooch it over, duplicate the footage, scooch it over, freeze frame, all of that or whatever. But how we're going to be doing it is actually really simple, but I'm really proud of it. It's a very simple look. But what's really funny is how computer intensive it is. Like I said before, if you took your phone and you recorded your TV with it connected to it, it doesn't take up any more information on the phone. It doesn't know it's recording its previous frames. It's not storing all that information. But when we do that digitally, that's what we're going to have to do. And I hope this isn't an insult to like Juniper Stratford as like an analog artist. I hope this isn't me being like digital's better. This is me trying to show how much I love this art by recreating it in my own way. So how we're going to do this, like I said before, we're going to stack frames on top of each other. But first, we need to open up NukeX. I'm using the Shia LaBeouf footage because it is the single-handedly the best green screen footage I can find on YouTube. This is a screen recording and look at how like much detail I still have. So I took Shia LaBeouf and then I put a log to Lin, and I brought back some of the green. I kind of made him look a little oversaturated. I really want the cool look of the music video, and I keyed it how you normally would. I put a key light node on it. I chipped away a little bit at it. I put a blur on it, and then you can see I did all this. If I put a pre-molt node on here, I got this look, but I don't want the green edges. It's not crucial to the effects, but I really want this to look like it was filmed in front of a blue screen. So I took the footage and I also ran it through a spill suppressor over here, and I used the Pixel Fudger kill spill. When I first started getting into Nuke, I was like, I'm not going to use any add-ons. I'm going to be a purist. I'm only going to use what Nuke has. That was dumb. Go to Nukepedia, download like every gizmo there is. I have like 3 in this script alone. So I took the Pixel Fudger kill spill, and then I took the alpha of the thing I just keyed, and I mixed them together by taking the color from here and the alpha from here, and boom, we have a nice little keyed Shia LaBeouf with very minimal green spill on top of them. And this is going to be our topmost layer. You can see I added in very last right here. Oh, don't look too far ahead. Well, actually, you can see what we're going to do next. So we actually take our footage, that nice keyed Shia LaBeouf, and we just take the alpha of it, and we're going to pixelate it. And then we're going to use another copy node. We're going to take the color from this perfect blue I got. I try to match the music video as best I could. And then we take the alpha from here and we get, boom, blue Shia LaBeouf. We put that underneath, boom, chroma keyed Shia LaBeouf. And then also very important because we're going to be seeing every single frame on top of each other. So we're going to be seeing, theoretically, we're going to be seeing the very first frame that there ever was. And so I made sure to make that blue. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm taking this constant and then you can see like, I just have it there for a couple frames before it goes fully alpha. And that way we have a nice background to our entire video. So now, theoretically, you can see the next step is right down here. Look how simple it is. There's no copy and paste. I'm really proud of how I came up with this, you guys. Theoretically, you could just plug it right down in there, but chroma keying is pretty computer intensive and we're going to be getting much more computer intensive. So I recommend you do what I do and I just exported it. So I kind of locked in I baked it. I locked in my footage, exported it, and then I brought it right back in. It's the exact same thing right here. I'm going to go back to 480. Boom. Shia LaBeouf, exact same footage you had before. Oh, fuck. And I also reformatted it, whatever it's called. I made him 640 by 480p. So this is what I'm really proud of right here. We are going to be using a particle emitter to stack a bunch of these Shia LaBeoufs on top of each other. So essentially what we have right here, you can already see what's going on. At ground 0, 0, 0 right here, we have an emitter emitting that video every single frame. It shoots it up into the sky and then next frame it's higher and then there's the video behind that and just keeps shooting these Shia LaBeouf videos into the sky. It looks really cool. Brah. There's my Shia boy. And then I took a little camera and then I just put it really high up in the sky. I put it 50Y in the sky and I rotated it. How far can I zoom out? I rotated, I aimed it down, and I also made it orthographic. And then I put that into a scene. I'm very scared of Nuke 3D, but this is me stepping my toe into the waters. So I put that into a scene and then I used a scanline render so I can have it 2D, and boom, we have our effect. Now, like I said, I have a very beefy computer. I have a Dell 3660 Precision Tower with an NVIDIA RTX 6000 8th generation graphics card, right? I have the top of the line program right now, but no matter how powerful your computer is, on like frame 500, that is 500 videos stacked on top of each other. So if this crashes, I don't want you guys to go tell Dell, all right? I love Dell Computers, but you got to understand what we're doing. We're taking keyed footage with an alpha layer and we're stacking them on top of each other up to like 1500 frames, all right? So you will not hear me complaining about if it crashes, all right? But look how it's running really smooth, and it's the exact look we want, except we will get into more of the glitchy stuff that the Gerard Way one has. But if you left it just like this, you'll have recreated a different Juniper Stratford music video, or just video, the Moca Lotion video. This is one of the weirdest, psychedelicest, funniest videos I've seen in a long time. It just looks like you'd wake up at 3 a.m. and see this on TV. But I love this video, and see, it is exactly like the Gerard Way one, except there's no movement. The frames behind aren't moving. Every single frame is just getting stacked on top of the previous frame and stacked and stacked and stacked. So theoretically, we have that look right now. Shia LaBeouf. Except I want the background images to move. And here's how I came up with that, because I'm a freaking genius, you guys. I'm not a genius. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this offset node, another gizmo, and it's just like the offset in After Effects. It moves things over, but once it gets to this side, it comes back out the other side. I should just show you like that. Boom, he comes back around. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing an expression. And I was always afraid of expressions, but I think I kind of got the math down. I'm going to say frame times 5. On frame 1, he's 5 frames over. On frame 2, he's 10 frames over. On frame 3, he's 15 over. That makes sense to me. And now look at that. Bam, we got Shia LaBeouf moving at the speed of 5. Now, if you want to guess what's going to happen, we can plug that in. You can probably see where the problem's going to be. So we plug that into our particle simulation. What are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there yet. And then what is that going to look like? He's moving, but the trails aren't, which is a problem. But can you guess what the solution is? If you're a freaking genius like me, you can. We duplicate the offset node, except this time when we play with the expression, we times it by the opposite number, -5. So theoretically, I like saying theoretically, I sound smart. If we plug these offsets into each other, Shia LaBeouf doesn't move. Did I hit the wrong button? Shia LaBeouf does not move. They are perfectly canceling each other out. All right, so Shia LaBeouf does not move at all. Now we take that, we run the first offset through the particle sim, and then we correct when it comes out. Boom! Guys, I'm really proud of this if you can't tell. This took me a lot of time and thinking. I tried it. If you want to do this in Blender, bad news, to the best of my knowledge, you can't, because when I was playing with particle sims in Blender, like Nuke, when I'm emitting videos in Nuke knows their videos and what videos should do. But when you're emitting videos in Blender, you're actually just emitting a plane that's been shaded, that's been textured with a video file. So when you're emitting multiple videos in Blender, it doesn't shade them independently. It will always put like, they're always on the same frame. You can have 500 layers of Shia LaBeouf, but they're always on the same frame. And I could not find a way around that. But by default, Nuke does this because it knows their videos, and it knows when you give birth to a video, start on frame 1. You know what I mean? So look at how cool this looks. That is the look that I like. And it's just like the opening to the Gerard Way one, except you can notice another thing we're going to come up with. Well, like, hold on, let me find a better example. Like right here, this looks just like this. I say just like, but like, this is how close I can get to this look. We have that look down, but I like the opening look, this one right here. So how do we do that? I'm glad you asked. We are going to disconnect these offsets just for now. And oh, I'll talk to you about this offset. This one's special. It's really cool, but I'll show you that in a minute. So we take our Shia LaBeouf footage and we take that constant we had earlier, which is like just like a solid, trying to equate things to After Effects terms. And then we're going to put it underneath our Shia footage. So like nothing ever happened. Like this is like just Shia LaBeouf footage. We're going to take this and then we're going to invert the alpha of this footage. And then we're going to, so we have, what is it? We have this inverted footage. And then we're going to take a copy node. We're going to take the alpha of this inverted footage and the color of Shia LaBeouf in front of a green screen. Oh, it's getting a little cramped over here. And now we have, oh, it's a pre-mold. Anytime you use a copy node, it's a pre-mold. Now we have inverted Shia LaBeouf. Looks like an iTunes music video, but I want to see a little bit of them. So I'm going to add an erode node, which is like the simple choker in After Effects. And I'm going to eat a little back of Shia back because like you need a little bit on the edges to, you know, make out an image. So we have a little bit of Shia LaBeouf back. Let's say like -2. Ooh, look at all that Shia. And then now we have this. And now if we plug that into our offset, ooh, now you're too far away. If we take that and we plug that into our offsets with our particle, with our offsets, ooh, I may have asked a little too much. Why do I always start it on like such a high frame thing? It's got to calculate. Actually, let's just cock block you right there. Let's hit cancel and make sure you're paused. Go to a low number like 7. What does that look like now? Boom. Oh, he's moving. Sometimes it does this, and I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be like, God, Nuke, what are you doing right now? Sometimes you have to like connect these offsets for a second and then disconnect them. I know it works with me. I'm not going to blame Nuke. I'm doing things that you're not supposed to be doing in Nuke, and I'm probably doing them wrong. So now we reconnect it. Sometimes Shia will actually still be moving. We just have to kind of refresh the offset node and be like, no, he's not moving. I hope this doesn't start a war between like analog and digital artists, because I'm just a huge fan of Juniper Stratford now. I've watched like a bunch of her videos, all of her music videos. I'm learning about who, I forgot the artist name. She always works with her. It's like Geneva Jacuzzi. I've been watching all of her stuff. Thank you, Gerard Way, for showing me Juniper Stratford. So now we have this look. It's really cool, and I really like it. So it's kind of like, I guess you just play with the frequency, how much you're emitting these things. If you really want this exact look, which is really weird. Why are you copying Juniper Stratford that much? This should be as much as she's ever copied by me. But if you want to switch between these things, like it does here sometimes, like that, I found out that you can just use a switch node. I didn't even know this existed. Switch node. It's like a merge node, but it's different. You take this, you connect one end to your OG footage, and then the other end to the inverted footage, and then you put that into your offset, and then you can switch. If you just look at this, you can like switch between footages really fast, but it has to be like right here. It has to be 0 or 1. And then, so now we can like keyframe this. Let's start on frame 7, and you're at 0. But on frame 15, you're still on 0, but on frame 17, you're on 1. You stay on 1 for a little bit, scooch that down, and then now you're on 0. So if you do something like that, and then we look at our particle emitter system, computer's crashing, it's slowing down, but I know what I'm asking of it. I'm asking a lot. I know analog artists are looking at this and be like, look at what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Look at all this computing power. But now, now it starts off inverted. It'll switch in a second. Oh, it's doing that thing I don't like, where it's moving the footage also. Let me fix that real fast. So now we kind of have the look. It's going to switch in a second. Bam. It'll switch back in another second. Bam. I'm getting there. And there's a whole bunch of other things. But like I was saying before, these offset nodes, I'm going to delete all this. But with these offset nodes, which is really cool, because I've always been afraid of touching expressions in Nuke and After Effects when I used After Effects. But what's really cool about expressions, I just found out about in Nuke, is you can write like full on Datamosh graphing calculator equations. I was playing in Datamosh and I was trying to make like a nice, like cool look. Because like the frames in the music video don't always just go like one way consistently. Sometimes they really glitch out. Like that. It's going really fast. It goes really slow. Things like that. And so I was like, oh, what's a cool way to have the frames kind of go in a cool way? So I was playing in Datamosh. This is the same equation, but I was playing in Datamosh and I found out that if you just take like this exactly, like you can type this exactly into your expressions in Nuke. This except y minus. You can't copy and paste it because for some reason Datamosh makes it look like that, but you can type some pretty cool equations. So if I go to offset and I go to my y and I go to my edit and my expression, sin parentheses x times 0.2 times 5, you can do that. And then my x is just something I think was just, x times 5, so it's moving. And then you take this, hopefully I'm making sense. I love this stuff so much, you guys. I forgot I like math. You copy the expression or you copy the offset node, you just make it negative. So x times -5, or you just put the whole thing in parentheses and say negative that. You might have to do this trick again because I'm asking a lot of Nuke. And you can see it does make some pretty trippy effects. It's so funny because like Nuke is not meant for motion design, but it does it so well. You know what I mean? If you're supposed to be doing this kind of stuff, you're supposed to be using After Effects, but I'd like to see After Effects try this. I say as I did something wrong. Hold on, don't look. You have to disconnect these offsets every once in a while. I'm sure there's a way you could, like I have a beefy computer. I keep bragging about it, but I have to. Dell will kill me if I don't. But like I have not optimized Nuke whatsoever. I just have it on the raw settings. Like I probably have like cache set to like 2 gigabytes or something. I got to learn how to fix that. What does it look like now? Boom. Now you can see like the background. Now you can see like the trails now are going like wow, wow. Like they're going to my sine wave that I made. They're always going to the left and they're kind of going up on a little sine wave. And then you mix that with that invert effect. What are you, Gerard Way? Now, once you have the look you like, now we're going to export it, except for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to not do the offset thing. I'm just going to do the simple Moca Lotion look. No offsets needed, just so it can export faster. I don't need all these frames. I'm just going to do 250 frames. You'd have to theoretically like walk away from this because it would take a long time to render. Remember, we're asking a lot. We're saying like, hey, can you layer 1,000 videos on top of each other? Thanks, Nuke. So I'm only going to do 250 frames. I didn't even say what kind of file type it is. H.264, is that still an option? People do that anymore? So now we have one more step ahead of us. I know you're thinking, Kurt, isn't the video done? It looks really cool. It doesn't look it doesn't have that's not VHS. What is it? It doesn't have that grime. It doesn't have that like look to it. I don't want to say degrade the quality, because what I really like about Juniper Stratford's look, I don't know why I keep saying her full name, but I really like about the look is that like where most people, when they try to do like VHS or like old television look or whatever, they always try to degrade the footage so much. And like when they see chromatic aberration, they go, oh, perfect, amazing. Or when they see like glitches, they go, that looks so cool. How do I say this? Hers looks like she's trying to preserve the footage. You know what I mean? Like there's cool effects and there's cool glitches, but what's really cool is like it's still lit really nicely. It still looks like it's trying to preserve the footage. There's no just needlessly chromatic aberration. There's no needless distortion. Only the cool stuff, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna put that grime onto it, and you can watch my old video on how I did like a little VHS look in Nuke. But I found something even cooler recently, because if you look up like how to do a VHS look on YouTube, you'll get videos going like, here's how to get an accurate VHS look. It's almost like, that's not accurate. Here's my accurate VHS look. And it's all annoying. So I found an actual program that definitively does the VHS look. It is called ntscQT, and it is the sketchiest website I've ever seen, but I promise it's legit. I did a lot of research to make sure it'll, I don't want to crash the computer that Dell got me. So I did a lot of research. It's safe. And this, to the best of my knowledge, I watched a couple videos on it. This is like the most scientifically accurate way to recreate, I don't know, it's not VHS. Well, it can do VHS. To recreate the old look, it is like using heavy programming to like move the pixels the way a VCR would move the pixels. That's the way I understand it. Probably completely wrong, but we're going to open it up. Once you download it, you will get a program that looks like this. And it's going to open up your command prompt and you're like, whoa, hope it's not a virus. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah, bring that into the program. Immediately, it looks pretty cool. It has all these things you can play with. You can go into pro mode, have all these sliders and things. They have some really cool some presets here at the bottom, but I don't want it to look like I'm trying to destroy this footage. So I don't know if this is accurate, but I dragged everything to 0. And I don't really, I could research all this, but am I going to? No. You drag all these to 0, and it doesn't give you perfectly clean footage, but it still gives you, it has that look to it. You know what I mean? I don't know how it works. I just know I like the way it looks. So then you have this cool little look to it. You can already export it. Stratford effect. We're just going to call it Stratford effect 2. Look at that. It's still got a little bit too much of that chromatic aberration, too much of that look. But if you play with it more, you'll get what you like. But I like that. Jennifer Juniper Stratford, I hope I made you proud. I don't even fully remember why I really wanted to recreate this effect. I think I got back into Hesitant Alien again. I really wanted to recreate this music video. I like doing this. I couldn't sleep until I was happy with the product, and I'm very happy with this. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.